Okay, today we're going to learn about parallel lines or how to write the equation of a parallel line. Now, remember when we were talking about transformations, let's see this example. When we had two equations, like in a standard form, and we solve for the y-intercept, we can graph them, and we can see if the slope is the same, like in this case it's negative 4 over 3, negative 4 over 3. If the slope is the same, the lines will be parallel. So that's what we need to remember. If the lines will be parallel, if they have the same slope. Okay, in this case will be negative 4 over 3. The only thing that it will change will be the y-intercept. So let's see how we can write the equation of a line when one equation is given and one point of the other line is given. So in this case, we have y equals negative 1/3 x plus 4, and this is the graph. But I want to write an equation of of the other line that passed through this point. Okay, it's gonna have the same slope, but it's gonna pass through this point. So what will be the slope of the new line? Will be negative 1 over 3, which is the slope of this line. Okay, we got it from the equation. So we got the slope and we got the point of the new line. So how can I write an equation if I know the slope and the on one point? I can use the 1-point formula, which is y minus y sub 1 equals the slope, or m, times x minus x of 1. So out of my point, I'm going to label it x of the point, x sub 1, y of the point, y sub 1. So now I have the slope and the point. I'm going to fill it out in the formula. So it will be y minus y sub 1, which in this case negative 1, equals the slope, which is negative 1/3, times x minus 6. And then simplify, y negative times a negative will become positive, negative 1/3 times x minus 6. And then if I want to get it in intercept form, so I can look and make sure it is the same as slope, I can use the distributive property and solve for y. So I'm going to use the distributive property and then solve for y. I'm going to solve for y, subtract 1 on both sides, and then my answer will be y equals negative 1/3 x plus 1. So as we can see, it's the same as slope, but the only thing that I will change is the y-intercept. Now the y-intercept will be 1 for the line that is parallel to this one and is passing through the point 6 comma negative 1. So if we draw the two lines, they will be parallel, just change the y-intercept. Let's see another example. Let's say we had this line or this equation, and I want to write the equation of the line of another line that passed through this point with the same slope, which in this case is the slope is 3. So I'm going to use the 1-point formula. Y minus y sub 1 equals the slope times x minus 1. So label my point, x sub 1, y sub 1, and then fill out the formula. Y minus 6 equals 3 times x minus 3. Then simplify or get rid of the parentheses in order to distribute property in order to solve for y. So it will be plus 6 and plus 6, and y equals 3x minus 3. So my new line, it will be parallel to this one, but now it's going to pass through the negative 3. And as you can see, the slope is the same on parallel lines. The only thing that it will change is the y-intercept. And to write the equation, we use the 1-point formula, and then we can write the equation of the parallel line.